In this video, we're going to look at setting up a FAMP stack. What's a FAMP stack? A FAMP stack is FreeBSD, Apache, MySQL, PHP. It's fairly straightforward to do, but we'll just go through it and just see how it's done. So let's log into FreeBSD. I'm logged in with PuTTY, so an SSH session. As you can see, it's FreeBSD 13.1 release. Not going to bother updating it. It's fine. And for this one, what we'll do is we'll use the ports system. Now be warned, ports building can take a long time, so you might need some coffee for this. So let's get started. So the first thing we want to do is we want to install Apache. What's Apache? Apache is the web server. That's what serves up the web pages that we're going to want displayed on the internet. So let's cd to user ports www Apache, and it's going to bleep Apache 2.4. Let's go make, and it's going to show a load of options. We don't really need to worry about these too much. The default ones should be all right. As long as we've got SSL for certificates later, that's great, which we might dive into at some point. Everything else should be just about right. So, okay, and let's make install. Nice and quick. Just for clarity's sake, just to speed this up, I've already built most of the stuff that we're going to install. It's fine. It just means it's nice and quick for me. But for you guys, what you'll see is loads and loads of lines of code and building. Okay, so the next thing we want to install, PHP 80. So we've got our CLI, we've got the CGI, we've got FPM. That should be all we need. So let's make install. There we go. So now we're going to install some PHP modules. So these are all the modules. Let's just make sure we got some that we actually want in here. Let's add that in. Why not? So we've got MySQL, IMAP, a few others. These will all come in handy at some point. Okay. And lastly, the last thing to install to make all of this work together, MySQL server. It helps if I spell it right, doesn't it? There we go. So that's the components we need all installed. So what do we do next? Well, we need to just play around with the rc.conf file just to make sure that things start up. So let's see what we need to put in there. There we go. It tells you exactly what to put in. And let's start Apache. Right, so we've done that. Let's go to our Apache configuration directory and have a quick look at what we've got here. So there's a few things. The one that we're going to concentrate on is the httpd.conf. That's the control file for the HTTP server. So let's open that up and have a look. So it's listening on port 80. There's all the modules. There you go, the PHP module there. We'll come back to that. The user that it runs as, which is www, and the group www. So let's just set our server name. So for this, we're going to use, let's go with that. Now you'll want to put in your own domain name and whatever subdomain at the front there. That's what I'm going to use just for this example. So there's your data directory. That's where all the pages will go. We'll come back to that in a little while. That's all we need to worry about just now. So let's try starting it. There we go. So how do we know that's running? Well, let's take a look, shall we? So we want HTTP, and that is the IP address of that machine, just to confirm that. Yeah, there it is. So let's go. It works. That's the default Apache web page. So where is that? Shall we have a quick look at that? Oh, helps if we go to the right place. So let's have a look in here. There you go. So into the Apache 2.4, and you should see one called data. So let's go in there, and there's the index file, and it just says it works. There we go. There's that file, and there's the it works. Super. Okay, so we've got a basic web server set up. What do we do now? Well, let's go back to our httpd.conf, and let's find PHP. So it's loaded. And a few extra bits we'll want to put in here. Let's come out of there. And let's create, so we're in includes, let's create a php.conf. There we go. So that's what we've got. So let's reload Apache's configuration. Okay, so how can we test that out? Actually, it's fairly simple. let's create a PHP file in our data directory called php.php. Imaginative, I know. With just that line of code. That's it. That's all we need. So we're going to just chmod plus x, and let's change the ownership because we want it to be www username, user and group. Okay, so if we go back to our web page and go php.php. So we've got PHP, we've got our modules, and we've got our PHP include all set up. So let's have a quick look at that one. So there we go. Just tidy that up a bit. So that's what it should look like. Feel free to pause and copy. And we've restarted the server. Everything that's in that directory will get pulled into the main httpd conf, and it will use that configuration. So feel free to pause and copy it, and then just restart the server once you've put this in. So let's check our web page to see if it works now. And we want php.php. That's our test file. There we go. PHP is working. And there's all of our modules. There we go. Have a quick scroll through that. And that will tell us everything we need to know about our PHP configuration and a few bits about our HTTPD. Not a lot, but a bit. Quite a long file. Let's scroll all the way down. So there we go. That's set up. So the next thing we need to do is just configure MySQL so that that's set up. So we'll go back to our terminal. So we installed it earlier. Let's start the service. Won't allow us, so we just need to drop this into our rc.conf. Let's pop that in. It will take a second or two. So now what we need to do is change the password configuration on our MySQL database. So here's the line you want. So let's put in our password, make it a random password. I have no suggestions for that. Just make it long and complicated. Let's try logging in, shall we? There we go, we're logged in. So we now know that our username and password works on MySQL too. So what does that mean? That means we've got everything up and running. So you can see that MySQL is running, HTTPD is running, and that's pretty much it. If you find this useful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you've made it this far. That's always helpful. Don't forget the Discord server, link in the description down below. And as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.